So we are gonna, continue the foundation for the book, The Magic. We had the first foundational chapter yesterday, and today we are gonna continue. Um, there are a couple things I wanted to clear. A lot of people reach out to me and they say, why are we reading the foundation? Especially because the foundation chapters for this book takes a little bit of time. It takes, when we are limiting ourselves to about 30 to 35 minutes every single day, it does take about 4 to 5 days. I try and finish it in about 4 days, but it does take about 3, 4 days to just go through the foundations. And I do want to spend extra time on the foundational chapters of this book because your foundations have to be very strong. You really have to understand, why are you doing what are you doing? You are committing a lot of time when you go through the practices for 28 days. But if we do not understand why are we doing those practices, what is the reasoning behind those practices, you are not going to find yourself motivated to spend that time or keep that commitment for the 28 days for doing the practices. So have a little bit of patience. I know the foundational chapters may seem like we can skip them sometimes, but we are not going to skip them. We have to have our foundations strong for anything that we want to do. That is one. Secondly, um, many people say, I start the magic book. I have started it 3 times in the past, but I never finished it. Or I do it one day, I don't do it for another day, and then I pick the practice the third day. I think that's a commitment you have to make yourself. Like, I cannot give you tips. I cannot chase you like a teacher. Those days are gone, right? We are all adults. You are going to make a commitment to yourself that this time when I'm starting this book, I'm going to finish it. People come and say, I'm traveling, I have job, I have kids. It's all normal. Everybody has it. I have it. So the one thing that has helped me in the past, and I can leave you with that, to do that or not to do that, decision is going to be yours, is you declare it to the universe, right? What I mean by declaring it to the universe is, suppose you get a job. Many mornings we don't want to go to the job, but we still go. Why? Because we have made that commitment to ourselves that I'm going to do this job, I'm going to get my paycheck, I'm going to do whatever I want, and I'm going to take care of my loved ones. Similar kind of declare you have to do with yourself and with the universe. But when everybody is asking me, give me a tip, I don't want to quit the magic book this time, that is really the commitment and the initiative you have to take. These sessions will continue to happen. There are no Saturdays, no Sundays. Once I start these sessions, once I commit myself, these sessions will happen every day at the same time. If you are not able to join the live session, they're always available on the YouTube and they are lasting like 30 to 35 minutes. So taking out time for yourself, 30 to 35 minutes every single day, I think you should consider that under self-love, under your own growth, under a commitment for your own growth. Okay, so I hope that helps. More than that, I really do not have any other trip. I know a lot of you have started, finished way early, but that is something. I'm here. These sessions are happening. You have to just continue to show up. Okay, moving on, the golden thread of gratitude. The one thing also we must understand is, wherever we are in our lives, we are the creator of that life. Whatever our experiences are, whatever opportunities we are getting, we are not getting. You want something different than what you are getting today. We are the creators of our own life. Our thoughts, our actions, our feelings have manifested everything that is around us. So, whatever you had manifested, whatever the feelings we had in the past, whatever we did in the past, whether we took things with entitlement or whether we took things with gratitude, that is in the past. If there is a lack in our lives today, at least we can make our future better. And that is what this journey is all about. And that is why we want to spend so many days on the foundation so that you understand why are you here, wherever you are in life, and what do you need to do if you want to change your future. Dating back thousands and thousands of years to the earliest recordings of humankind, the power of gratitude was preached and practiced, and from there was passed on through the centuries, sweeping across the continents, permeating one civilization and culture to the next. This we are all aware of. This is not something new. The gratitude, be thankful for what you have in your life. We have heard it from the generations before us. We have heard it from our parents, uncles, aunts, grandparents, different belief system. Every belief system has that in some way, shape, or form across the continents. This is not a new philosophy that what Rhonda Byrne is teaching us. It has always been there. The major religions of Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Sikhism, and Hinduism all have gratitude at their core. So it doesn't matter. We spent some time yesterday talking about, regardless of whatever belief system you follow, whatever religion you follow, or if you don't follow any religion, it's all okay. It's all good. Whether you look under a belief system, under a religion, or you want to look purely under science. We talked about 2 laws yesterday, and those laws we are going to be repeating in the future chapters and possibly even today as we read the chapter today. The philosophy is all same. Muhammad said that gratitude for the abundance you have received is the best insurance that the abundance will continue. So if you want to make your future better, if you want to have abundance in your future, what do you have to do today? You have to showcase acknowledgement and you have to feel gratitude for whatever you have today. And no matter, in your opinion, whatever you have today may be very little, but you have to have the feeling of gratitude for whatever you have today to secure the betterment in your future. Buddha said that you have no cause for anything but gratitude and joy. Lao Tzu said that if you rejoice in the way things are, the whole world will belong to you. Krishna said that whatever he is offered, he accepts with joy. King David spoke of giving thanks to the whole world for everything between the heavens and the earth. And Jesus said, "Thank you," before he performed each miracle. So, very different belief system, or the religion for that matter, and the teaching is pretty much the same. From the Australian Aborigines to the African Maasai and Zulu, from the American Navajo, Shawnee, and the Cherokee to the Tahitians, Eskimo, and Maori, the practice of gratitude is at the very root of most indigenous traditions. And I can talk a little bit about here. Like I have worked with the indigenous population here. I have worked with a shaman for many, many, many years. And everything, every ritual she taught me, every ritual she performed with me, the core was always thankfulness. Even if we were, as I recollect, as if even if when we were sitting um, on like by the side of a stream by Lake Ontario here, every time she started a ritual, it was by saying thanks to the water, to the lake, to the sky, to the trees, to the rocks, to the pebbles, to the earth, everything that we were able to see, she would say thank you before. When you arise in the morning, give thanks for the morning light, for your life and strength. Give thanks for your food and the joy of living. If you see no reason for giving thanks, the fault lies with yourself. This is so powerful. And we have all experienced it. We have all heard somebody say, I have nothing to be thankful for. People are going out for their jobs and they say, when they get the paycheck, what happens? The entitlement kicks in, the gratitude leaves. I got the paycheck, what's the big deal? I worked 2 weeks or a month, whatever the frequency of the paycheck is. What's the big deal? If you are finding fault, and me included in that, when I say you, it doesn't really mean only you and not me. I include myself in all that. When we are finding faults and only faults around us, the real fault is within us. History is laden with famous figures who practiced gratitude and whose achievements put them amongst the greatest human beings who have ever lived. Gandhi, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., Dalai Lama, Leonardo da Vinci, Plato, Shakespeare, Aesop, Blake, Emerson, and this list will continue to go on. Dickens, Proust, Descartes, Lincoln, Jung, Newton, Einstein, and many, many more. All of these people, if you do not recognize all the names, I'm pretty sure you will recognize some. But this list is filled with the famous people, the people who have achieved a lot while they were alive. And when they were interviewed, the core philosophy of their living was based on gratitude. Albert Einstein's scientific discoveries changed the way we see the universe. And when asked about his monumental achievements, he spoke only of giving thanks to others. Read about some of his interviews where Einstein gives a glimpse of how he remains in gratitude. One of the most brilliant minds of all the time thanked other people over 100 times a day for the work they had done. So when Einstein, you can Google it yourself, but when he was interviewed, how he was able to discover all these laws, all these scientific formulas, his response was he also gave thanks at least 100 times a day for the other people's work that they have done. And now that compare that with ourselves, how many times have we or do we say thank you in a day? We have to Most of us are still at a place where we have to catch ourselves. Oh, I should say thank you now. Or we are saying thank you without really understanding or feeling it. So, all the people who have achieved a lot in their lives, they have lived feeling and practicing gratitude every single day. How phenomenal is that? That Einstein, somebody like Einstein, was saying thank you 100 times or over 100 times a day, every day. Like that's very powerful. Is it any wonder that so many of life's mysteries were revealed to Albert Einstein? Is it any wonder that Albert Einstein made some of the greatest scientific discoveries in history? He practiced gratitude every single day of his life. And in return, he received many forms of abundance. And that is where Einstein gives acknowledgement because I was living in gratitude, because I gave gratitude to all these other people before me for their work or alongside me for their work. And that is why he believes he was able to discover so many scientific formulas and laws. When Isaac Newton was asked how he had achieved the scientific discoveries he made, he said that he stood on the shoulders of giants. Isaac Newton recently voted the greatest contributor to science and humankind, was also grateful to those men and women who lived before him. We have all read Einstein and Newton growing up. So we recognize these names. But the other thing I can suggest you is go on YouTube and watch The Secret movie. There are interviews of so many different people, and you're gonna understand this foundation so much better. It's free on YouTube. If you are not able to find it on YouTube for whatever reason, go to the local libraries. Even local libraries has but they have the DVDs. I don't know how many of us have DVD players now, but they do have the DVDs, I know. The scientists, philosophers, inventors, discoverers, and prophets who practiced gratitude reaped its results, and most were aware of its inherent power. Yet still, gratitude's power is unknown to the most people today. Because to experience the magic of gratitude in your life, you have to practice it. This is the key. See, when somebody is living in gratitude, when somebody is practicing gratitude, their life literally turns upside down for betterment. Abundance just flows freely in their life. So whatever has happened until now, and that I want to take you back to my comment before. Whatever you have today, you are the creator of your today. But you are also the creator for your tomorrow, for your future. And if you want abundance in your future, what is the suggestion that Rhonda Byrne is giving us? You have to practice it. Practice what? Practice the gratitude. You have to practice gratitude every single day till it becomes your second nature. My discovery, my story is a perfect example of what life is like when a person is ignorant of gratitude and what happens when you make gratitude a part of your life. So now Rhonda Byrne is sharing her life story with us. If I had been asked 6 years ago if I was a grateful person, I would have answered yes. Now reflect this upon yourself. If you are asked today, if I am asked today, am I a grateful person? Most of us are going to say yes. How do we say we are a grateful person? Because I say thank you. And same was Rhonda Byrne. I would have answered yes, for sure, I'm a grateful person. I say thank you when I receive a gift, when someone opens a door for me, or when a person does something for me. I think we all have that level of kindness and courtesy that we all say thank you from time to time. But the truth is, I was not a grateful person at all. I didn't know what being grateful really meant. I'm just checking the chat for 1 second. Okay, good. Thank you, Sapna. You posted the link for Secret Movie. Thank you. The truth is, I was not a grateful person at all. I didn't know what being grateful really meant. And just saying the words thank you on the odd occasion certainly didn't make me a grateful person. See, the two philosophies are very different. Saying thank you occasionally versus really being a grateful person. If you are saying thank you to somebody from time to time, you're kind, you're courteous. But living with gratitude and making gratitude the foundation and the core of your life is a totally different thing. And you're going to start experiencing it as you continue in this journey with us. My life without gratitude was pretty challenging. I was in debt, and it was increasing a little bit more every month. I worked really hard, but my finances never improved. How many of us can relate with this? I'm saying thank you to people on odd occasions, but I'm in debt. I'm working really hard, but my finances are not really growing. In trying to keep up with the mounting debt and obligations, I was living with continuous undercurrent of stress. How many of us are experiencing that? My relationships swung like a pendulum from fair to disastrous because I never seemed to have enough time for each person. Reflect it. Reflect this paragraph in your life. Where are you? While I was what would be termed healthy, I felt exhausted at the end of each day. And I always got my fair share of colds and the latest illnesses going around each season. I had moments of happiness when I went out with friends or when I went on vacation. But then the reality of having to work harder to pay for those pleasures would sweep over me. Reflect it in your life. How many of these things are true for you? And that is going to tell you the more yeses you put with this list, the less grateful you are. And you're going to understand all this philosophy more and more as you progress further. And while you are reflecting all of this in your life, I still want you to be gentle with yourself. I still want you to be kind with yourself. Don't start telling yourself negative things. How can you do this? You just didn't know. You just didn't know. I wish it was all taught to us when we were little and growing up within our education system. I so wish that. I wasn't living, I was surviving from day to day and from paycheck to paycheck. And I would no sooner solve one life problem, then more problems would appear. Once again, reflect on your own life with this. But then something happened that would change everything in my life from that day forward. I discovered a secret about life. And as a result of my discovery, one of the things I began to do was practice gratitude each day. As a result of this, everything in my life changed, and the more I practiced gratitude, the more miraculous were the results. My life truly became magical. So, see, I read the whole paragraph in the continuity because I wanted to highlight for you once again practicing gratitude each day. You have to practice, and that is why every time I talk about this book, I keep saying this is not a book that you read once in life and forget about it. This is not those novels or the thrillers or the murder mysteries that you read once and put it away or donate the book. This is a book that you will, if you really want to change your life upside down, you will have to read it once. You will have to practice it. You will have to come back, read it again, continue practice, come back, and keep coming back. And you will have to continue going through this cycle. This is a practice that you follow. So don't consider this book as a book that you are going to read once. No, you're not going to read this book once. And that is the reason we continue doing these sessions every month. So we do the sessions, we focus on concentrated practices for about a week, and then we start all over again. And that is why a lot of people come back. I have been reading this book for now many, many, many years. So the key in this paragraph is once you identify the secret is the gratitude. If you want to change your future, you will have to start practicing. That is the key word here, practicing. For the first time in my life, I became debt-free. How many of us want to be debt-free? That's the top of most of the dream list when I work with people, debt-free. And shortly after that, I had all the money. I needed to do whatever I wanted. Problems in my relationships, work, and health disappeared. And instead of facing daily obstacles, my days became filled with one good thing after another. Just to give you a little bit of more information, when Rhonda Byrne is saying she became debt-free, she was at the verge of bankruptcy and closing her company. From there to debt-free. My health and energy increased dramatically, and I felt better than I had in my 20s. My relationships became much more meaningful, and I enjoyed more good times with my family and friends in just a few months than I had in all the previous years. There are few areas in your life that people focus, and this book is going to always divide your life areas into health, relationships, money. So all the examples that she's giving, she's covering all the different areas of the life. More than anything else, I felt happier than I thought it was possible to feel. I was blissfully happy, the happiest I had ever been. Gratitude changed me, and my whole life magically changed. So, looking at the time, I'm going to take a pause here for today, but we're going to take our time going through the foundations because the foundation is really, really very important. Before you take the deep dive into the practices, you have to understand why are you doing it. Okay? Any question before we close the session for today? Oh, there is another. Okay. So one thing I will say is sometimes what I have seen is the secret movie link. First of all, thank you, Sapna, for sharing it. Sometimes across the continents, the same link doesn't work. So the link in India doesn't work in North America. North American link doesn't work. It's the YouTube settings. So if the link doesn't work, you can go and search it yourself on YouTube. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. Have a magical morning, afternoon, night from wherever you are joining from. And tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. sharp, I look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much. Take care, guys. Bye.